Hey, welcome back to another episode of Gaming with Magic. Today we are playing MMA Manager, funny moments, and Gym vs. Gym. As you can see, my opponent seems a little underleveled. His name, Max Cage. We'll see how well he does against the forced opponent and who I select. As you can see, I picked Abraham Lincoln. He's got the tattoos and he's got the rainbow gloves. I prefer the gloves because I feel like that if you lose the rainbow gloves, you might as well not even be an MMA fighter. Alright, looks like he picked the super heavyweight, Buck Williams. And he apparently hasn't used this character at all because he has a 0% on everything.
And a lot of players typically think that using super heavyweight is an advantage, and that is true by the developers of the game. They did say in MMA Manager that heavyweights do have more damage and health points. As you see, he does have 135 health, but that does not mean that the accordance of agility and fastness will prevent you from winning. But I'm going to tell you one fact is, on the storyline, that is something that differs, because once you get to the Dirty South, one of the heavyweights has 300 health points, yes, and I do not know how that is possible, but you can beat them. It just takes a while. Mainly train on basic skills if you want to get past that part of the storyline. And you can see we totally knocked him out. Waiting on the next contestant. You know, I really hope he brings Lee in it, level 1. And you know what? I might actually know this guy named Lee. Now, let's see what his first or last name is. Okay. That's not his name at all. Okay, maybe it's just showing his last name of the character, but not his first name. But he does look very recognizable from the level 1, fighting range. And our next contestant is... Alright, I'm sorry. Waiting for opponent kind of blocked his name, but you've probably seen it. This is Max Cage Gym. Welcome to being on YouTube, buddy. I hope you make the best of yourself.
I'm really feeling like this is this first guy's Gym vs. Gym, because everybody he's brung into the cage has honestly had 0% on everything. So he's probably very inexperienced, and I want to make a bet that he might actually concede around the third person that he loses with.
But he might not actually know what forfeiting is, so that is another thing. He might not know if there's a consequence or a loss in trophies, and I'm going to explain that no, you do not lose trophies. You do not lose money. In fact, I think you gain an additional $450, I believe, for just playing the match in general. So there is no consequences, but you do have updated on your wins and losses and your KOs. So if you want to keep that perfect ratio and the balance of the players you are fighting, then I recommend just going to the single fights and not the tournaments or the Gym versus Gyms, because this does show up in your stats a little bit. But I'm not very worried about that.
And quick fights, it's really a good way to study your opponent, because if you know you're going to win against somebody, then you have more of a predictability rate on if you're going to win in a Gym vs. Gym against somebody. However, when they have 0% on everything, it's very unpredictable to know if you're going to win or not. But due to our character being a higher level, I believe we're going to probably win this whole Gym vs. Gym.
Definitely not the first one either. Yep, he gave up. And well, that is part 2 of Funniest Moments. I hope you've enjoyed.